the top of the thread, right?
Yeah.
On this one, I show up, but I ain't on the top of the thread. Now, I sent it from the one we on, right? Now, watch this.
Yeah.
I don't even show up on this one.
Huh.
Did I ever send myself something? Right? The order of the people that's in my messenger thread are not the same.
What? That's crazy.
They're in a different order. Look, we filter it through at least 3 different timelines from the one we on, and these each is stuck on a different timeline.
That's crazy.
The order of the thread is not the same. Now, if they both Facebook Messenger, and so normally what happens when I send it to myself, it automatically shoot me to the top of the thread and let go of the link, right?
Yeah, right at the top. Yeah.
Right now, I sent it to myself from the phone that we on right now. This is my main phone. And when I got to this one, and this ain't the one I wanted to use because the camera got bad quality.
Yeah.
So scrolling down, I'm not at the top of the thread, right? I'm like, first I was like, that's peculiar, right? But I scrolled down, and it's a little section, and there it goes. I'm took the message to myself with the thread in it, right?
Yeah.
So I go to this one, and I was like, wait a minute, because this is the one I wanted to use because it got a good camera, it's just got a broke screen on it, right?
Yeah.
But the camera is really good quality. And so I go to my messenger on here, on this one,
Yeah.
right? Looking for where I sent the link to myself to be at the top of the thread, right?
Yeah.
But when I get there, I remembered on the other one I had to scroll down some. So I said somebody could have messaged me down. It's been a few minutes because I get messages like that. So I scroll down. So I'm not showing up. So I scroll back to the top, put my name in the search bar. I pop right up. I click on it. And when I click on it, the thread ain't even there. On this one. The thread is on this one, right? But it came from the one we're talking on.
That's
so
crazy.
it show up in this one, but it show up a third of the way down, like 15 messages down on the thread.
Oh yeah, that's
now,
crazy.
When I first sent it to myself, there shouldn't have been nobody before me on the thread. I should have been at the very top, right?
Yeah.
But when I opened it up, right after I sent it, in the phone we own, I'm at the top of the thread with me sending it to myself, right? Because it goes in and sent, and it come back in and delivered, and then it opened up for me to click to come on.
Yeah.
Right? Now, so when I open it up, the thread is there on this one. The thread don't even exist on this one. When I type my name in on this one and pull my message to myself up, it don't even show that I messaged myself today. On this one.
Oh yeah, something going on with the phone, man.
But check out what I try to do. I said, okay, I try to go to the thread on this one. And then I said I would use this raggedy ass camera. Just so, because I don't want Elden and the people that's watching. Wait, this is the weirdest shit though. But shit be like this, it happens to me all the time, but normally it don't happen while it can happen in front of people like this. Cause now it's like, why you tell me 8:15 and it's almost 8:20 and you ain't here? I'm fighting with these phones. Right?
Yeah.
So this one won't open the link at all. When I click on the link, it sends straight to, like it's gonna come on, and then it'll put up a generic, like, screensaver from the app that broadcast, that we broadcast to, right? And it just have like a diagram and showing you stuff, but it won't link me in to, so I said, okay. So I was like, okay, we'll try this again to get the thread from this app onto this phone. So I said, let me go over here on this phone, let me pull it up by my name. So I type my name. I think I know how to spell Rob. So I type I type it in, it come right up. But when I click on it, it has no record that I sent myself a thread at all. The thread not there. There's no other messages by the bottom of the message where you type it, the message box. The last thing that should have been sitting there was me responding to me with the link. So the link should have been there twice. The link ain't even on there on this one. So then that leaves me one option. I don't want y'all to wait no more. So I'm just gonna use the phone that I'm on. But in order to use this one, I gotta hit my do not disturb, which I forgot, because if the phone rings, it'll make my sound go down. And y'all be like, I can't hear you.
Yeah. Hey, well, hey, look, bro, I got some serious questions for you, man. And we already ended the Pan-African guys, but they still want to keep it going. But this is my question, man, because Charles Darwin theory that humans evolved from monkeys in 1871, and then if you look it up, it asked him is Charles Darwin a white supremacist? It said he wasn't a white supremacist, but he feel like white folks were more intelligent. Man, come on, that means he a white supremacist. But here's the question, like the first question I got about the Charles Darwin thing. So all the Pan-African guys that think that everybody origin from Africa really get this ideology from Charles Darwin, 1871, The Descent of Man book, where he talks about that he pretty much try to say that we come from, that the Africans did, because we ain't Africans. He said the Africans come from the chimpanzee and the gorilla. What's your take on that, bro? On the Charles Darwin, because what these guys really use it.
You gotta remember, the first thing you gotta remember is we at war. Or were at war.
Go ahead.
No. The Sun Tzu said that all war, right, is based on what?
Deception.
Deception, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the world that studies warfare got a copy or more of Sun Tzu's Art of War.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody knows that the understanding of the psychology of warfare, the cultivating of the strategic thinking process, somebody who has the experience, that has codified it, that has a verifiable public record amongst the historians. So everybody knows when you're going to fight by the rules of war, you first have to know what they are so that you can know the rules of engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then you got to know, if I don't follow these rules of engagement, what's my consequence? Right? If my enemy that I'm supposed to be fighting doesn't follow this code, this military code, what's his consequence? Right? Now, when you start asking about the consequence on the strategic progressive side of the thinking, sits the understanding of the science behind forming an ally and an alliance with more than one ally. Right? Now, this is warfare. Now, it's based on deception. And it's for the purpose of some kind of conquest. Whether it's a glory hog seeking to outthink everybody just so he can say he was the greatest general ever existed.
Mm-hmm.
But he just wanted to be this greatest journey. He had no what you call collateral benefit to supporting parties to his agenda. He just wanted to be the greatest general, whatever it was. That means that everybody that he encountered was suddenly expendable, and they didn't even know they was expendable because he was using his bishops and his knights and his rooks the same way he was using his pawns.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't never have any reverence for his staff. Okay, now, once you understand about warfare and deception and the rules of engagement and how the chess game is played, now you can match move for move, just like a chess game, without ever leaving where you at to move the energy because it's sorcery. We scared to talk about magic, sorcery, divination, incantations, spellcraft, and they villainized it and gave it a negative connotation. Right? So now we scared to use the tools that's required to execute freeing ourselves from our own oppressive mentality. They gave us this oppressive mentality through miseducation, right? And through public oppression, public rejection. They forming a egregore in the group doing this. Right? Now, the science of the egregore is called the mastermind group. So somebody got to drive the egregore, but at the same time balancing the energies of everybody that's feeding the egregore around the lead. If you are a good leader, your frequency will allow you to have high ego resonant people not fall into their ego as the leader because you maintaining the balance and you are stabilizing the room with your energy as the mastermind group begin to work on the problem and the solution. Now, the science of creating vaccines from the old days when they first started was to core out the nucleus of the virus that you're trying to create the antibodies for. You take this core, this is the origin, the vaccine was originated how they used to do it. So the dead nucleus won't replicate. But the outer shell is what the T cells read in order to know that the foreign agent doesn't belong there. The T cells then starts to tell the thymus, this is the code for the blood cells that I need. This is the working of the body's immune system. Your T cells is produced in your thymus. And your T cells is the command cells to the antibodies in your body. Right? Now, when you hear about AIDS, right? When they talk about AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome. And they tell us this is created by the AIDS virus. The AIDS virus is a spliced virus under the microscope. It has part of a sheep disease and part of the common cold spliced together. The specific program of the structure is to congest the thymus to shut down the T cell production. So now there's nothing in your body to fight off the disease. This virus was injected all over the world by the Fauci group. That's what we call him now, since he turned out to be the de facto leader. Right? He became the spokesperson and a public face for this particular project. This was designed to infiltrate the tribal communities of the inner city the same way they did with the smallpox-laced blankets when they gave them to
The Native Americans.
Montezuma. He was the last high chief in the era at the time that had the women's permission to shut it down if he could find a solution to the final war, right? So when they poisoned him, they knew that there would not be another high chief because they've been in our meetings in the lodges pretending to be us.
Mm-hmm.
When I say lodges, I ain't talking about the Scottish Rite, North Rite. I'm talking about the Elk Lodge, the Moose Lodge,
Mm-hmm.
the Wolf Lodge, the Panther Clan Lodge.
I got a book on
All
that, bro.
Yeah. Today, you see the Fraternal Order of the Eagles and you think they connected to the Masonic Freemasonry. They not.
Mm-hmm.
They connected to the tribes. The Fraternal Order of the Eagle is the degree that the Eagle Chief have to get in order to wear eagle's feathers as his bonnet. Otherwise, he got to wear another type of feather. A chicken feather, a turkey feather, a peacock feather, a hawk feather, a duck feather. But he can't wear eagle feather until he has got his Fraternal Order of the Eagle verification that he was an Eagle Blood Chief. What we talking about when we say Eagle Blood Chief, the term is called Algonquin or Aquiline.
Used to live over that.
That's the long-faced chief in tribal terminology. He's a long-faced chief. I'm a long-faced chief. Dan Calloway is what you call a round-faced chief.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then you have the egghead-shaped chief. Top cat. Then you tie them to their pole. Man is the gorilla. Top cat is the leopard. Why is it the leopard? Why again Pharaoh got leopard print fingernails? The leopard print is the sign or the guard of the ancient priesthood of the jaguar that was born in the northern jungles of South America. They still there. But they also have subsets of their clan that were jaguar priests that migrated north with old Mississippi in migration as they became the different time groups, giving them a different name. The Olmec, the Inca, the Maya, the Aztec, the Toltec. Those are the Latin twists on the tribal language that those things were named. Right? Over here, when we was using European English, we was saying we was Chata. They called us Choctaw. They said we was Chickasaw. They called us Chickasaw. Right? We told them we Washington. They called us Washington. Right? So we don't know we the same people, been the same people, gonna always be the same people. We ain't going nowhere. You can't beat us at home. We big mama babies, them little badass boys, swinging from the trees like monkeys all summer long, picking the apples and eating them out of season, getting tummy aches, and big mama saying, now you can cleanse yourself and didn't even know it. You're trying to be slick. Go out there in Grandma's orchard and eat them greens. It's time for you to have a cleanse. Or else you wouldn't have messed with it. She already knew. That's why she gave you the order, don't eat them green apples. It's going to give you a tummy ache. It's going to give you a tummy ache as they cleanse your ass out. and get the stuff moving that was stagnant.
An apple
She
a
uses
day
to
keeps
telling
the
you
doctor
don't eat her green
away.
apples so that your curiosity is piqued on the green apple. She's a child psychologist by nature. She's Big Mama. Now that your mind is fixated on the apple, it's not going to be long before you look around and realize Big Mama not outside. She told you not to eat them green ass apples. And you realize that since she ain't there, look, now you realize that since she ain't there, this is the perfect opportunity to find out why she don't want me to eat these green ass apples. That she really do want me to eat, but I don't know that because Big Mama's smarter than she look. So I grab me one of them green ass apples, go run behind the tree, polish him up on my t-shirt, and start eating it. Now, while I'm out there doing that, I don't know Big Mama putting the extra roll of toilet paper in the bathroom. Because she already knows, based on my temperament, I got to try one of them goddamn apples Mama talk about. I'm going to show her that where she don't know more than me, and I'm only 4 years old, she not smarter than me. I'm 5, 6, 7 years old. Big Mama not smarter than me. Tell me you don't eat that green ass apple. She did that to trigger your ass to eat that green ass apple before it was right. So now you got an automatic cleanse without Big Mama forcing you to drink turpentine. But we supposed to be smarter than Big Mama. See?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rod.
Yeah.
Another simple question, man. And we about to take questions from the crowd. That's really why we brought y'all to Tribe on tonight. Hey, shout out to all the tribes. Notice the ages, notice the principle every time the chief is on. Hey, Chief, so if humans, if the Pan-African guys going with this Charles Darwin theory, and they try to like to say, if you Google it, that Charles Darwin was anti-slavery, but he was anti-slavery because his people were the ones being enslaved by the Africans.
Darwinism, it became known as Darwinism. In the evolution. That's why they keep trying to say the proconsul that wasn't a human. It was closer to a chimp than a human. It's what Lucy was. Pay attention and follow what I'm about to tell you. Okay, now, at the contemporary time, we had civilizations running 3.5 million years ago.
And they already proved it. I got evidence of it. Go ahead.
This ain't the first civilization. It's when you go to Vedic history. The history they have in India is a continuous, unbroken chain of biographies, basic public reporting, catalog minutes, instructions for processes of rituals that became misclassified in Western culture as religion. Right? But it goes over what's called Yuga cycles. Yuga is the year, the great year, or the great wheel. So the song say, the wheels in the sky keep on turning. Tell me which way to go. Right? It's a wheel in the sky. What is the wheel in the sky? It's the zodiac wheel. The zodiac wheel is a wheel within a wheel. But we're not paying that no attention. The center of the wheel rotates counterclockwise from the ends of the wheel. They move it in two different directions. Where they meet at, that generates something called a time lock friction. Right? So you experience what's called a flip in frequency because of that time lock. It's the same way your visuals see what you perceive right side up, you actually looking at it upside down. Once you understand that the center is going in the opposite direction from the outer part, you know there has to be something between them energetically to allow the energy to flip, because they should be going in the same direction based on the laws of physics. Where is the flip taking place at, right? The furthest reaches is the ninth dimension in the matrix we call the time matrix. The third dimension is the center point that rotates opposite of the outer point.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't lose you yet, did I?
No.
Okay,
I'm
well,
on.
when the energy transfers from the wheel in the sky to the wheel on the ground, there is a flip
Went
that
to the
takes
wheels on the
place.
bus.
That's where we get the optical illusion that we standing up when we actually hanging upside down like Batman. We walking around upside down. But in order for us to function, the psyche has to learn how to flip it where our orientation feels frequently friendly to what we are doing. Because there has to be a way for you to figure out how you got here and where you came from and what you're supposed to be doing. And part of that is the understanding of the as above, so below, but it's a flip in the middle. It's an X in the middle where they flip. The lens flips. It's called the Lucifer lens.
I heard it. Maybe I didn't know.
The sigil for the sign, or for the Lucifer sigil, is actually showing you to flip the optical effect in order to see the effect without the optical illusion. Look, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna use one of these regular ass phones. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the Lucifer sigil. I'm telling y'all what I'm doing while I'm doing it. It's not already in my phone, so I gotta type that shit in. But I do know what I'm talking about, so I'm about to show you.
Yeah, Roy, you thinking of shit nobody think about, man. That's why I like you, man. You think about shit that, hey, you had some of my game, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what I was saying is too, while you looking up that, is that if humans evolved from monkeys, why the hell is still monkeys? That's a logical question. But they give you some they give you a whole bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Why is there still chimpanzees and gorillas if we came from, man, come on, man. That Charles Darwin theory is a bunch of crap and pretty much is racist. But they're gonna lie to say it ain't racist. See, what I think is they want to put us on their timeline. They evolved from the Neanderthals, and we don't got no Neanderthal in our DNA. They tell us, oh, you got 0.3. No, we don't. Stop lying. They try to tie themselves into our mind and our timeline. You know what I'm saying?
They got you.
With this crap.
They got their hooks in you. Let me show you where they got the hooks in you at.
Go ahead.
Everybody think that when you say a Neanderthal, that you talking an idiot. And that these people was low intelligence and they was closely related to monkeys as part of the Darwinian pattern.
Mm-hmm.
They was Chinamen. I'm gonna show you that next. Chinamen. I'm looking for the Lucifer lens. Well, now I'm trying to pull it
You
up.
talking about the original Neanderthal or the hairy looking one? Because you had the original Neanderthal, the people that was in that land. Go ahead.
Pump the brakes. The Neanderthal was the people that populated Europe, not the Americans. Get that straight. They would have nothing to do with what we're doing over here. Okay, the Neanderthals, that's what they call in Cheddar Man now. As part of the pseudoscience, right? As part of the pseudoscience, they want us to believe that the Neanderthal was subhuman and another subspecies of dumbass human. Right? They don't want us to, and then they want us to think they was pale. They never draw melanated Neanderthals. But the Neanderthal that they talk about was gone before the modern pale-skinned European arrived. The historical record said they'd only been here roughly 8,400 years.
Yeah. So I want to say
Neanderthal was done and over with. They had been absorbed by Homo erectus and Homo sapien, right? And there wasn't none of these people that I'm talking about crackers, because the cracker wasn't here when this took place, right? So if they wasn't here, these were groups of, as they say in the Bible, Hamites, right, and Shemites, right, at different times of their birth life cycle. So 8,400 years ago, in come the European. In the pseudoscience, because we gave all this negative energy to what a Neanderthal was, and we gave them the false illusion that a Neanderthal was something else than what it really was, now we can use that in the pseudoscience military educational paradigm. Is to create an artificial belief system in order for them to control you through your egregore by how they use the symbolism of the belief system in the public. It's like herding sheep with cattle dogs, right? Cattle dogs can separate two herds of sheep without losing one of their sheep. The two cattle dogs can separate their sheep from each other without one of them having the other one's sheep. They doing it through what's called the egregore control, the control of the mastermind group. If you're the leader of the paradigm, like for instance, remember we talked about that when you come to cash in on the X, you had to go through Elijah Muhammad because he infused into the public psyche with all these X-Men, right? That he took control of the frequency paradigm that was associated with the letter X in order for him to be able to control a significant portion of what we call the alphabet soup. The alphabet soup is the sum total of every one of these lettered agencies that's supposed to be a government agency. They're all private companies. They're not owned by the government.
Contract.
They're all companies. Now, if they all companies, how do we know they all companies? You look up the Virginia Company, you look up the Southwest Trading Company, you look up the Delaware Company, you look up the
British East India Company, Virginia Company.
British East Indian Company. All those companies were only corporations being used by European nobility in order to conquer the rest of the world. Because remember, before the close of the ages, you can only assert rulership on the earth at the close of the age if you win it by conquest, if you ain't a woman. The only people on the planet that got a right to collectively agree to reclaim the earth back from the bankers is the women. Don't know. All we can do is protect them and give them the information to execute the process. Ain't their way.
We claim.
Right? So, what do? We've been educating and educating and educating. How long it's going to take? However long it takes. But there's signs to look for that tell you how you're moving in the process. Now remember this. Spiritual information comes through as stellar alignments in order to explain to you what's taking place in the energy field. Now you have to translate the horoscope in order to find out what it would look like in the physical world. This is the original purpose of astrology. The old astrologers had to first become an astronomer. An astronomer's job is to systematically map the movement of the stars on a daily basis by what position it sits in the sky. Over the days, he can go back just like an animation and roll through the pages and watch the stars move. He's an astronomer. Now, the best astrologer who can read the zodiac signs comes from a different field than academia. They come from the arts and entertainment world as mentalists, reading the subtle things that can take place by how the mind works, right? The mentalist is coming out of the magician school because the mentalist can do something that's perfectly simple, but because nobody's seen it done, it looks like he's doing magic or sleight of hand. Mm-hmm. Right? So when you learn to read the energy, this is what mentalists do. They know how to read the energy.
Energists.
Once they know how to read the energy, they can then use that as an astrologer, to read the astronomy. This gives him 3 disciplines he had to master in order to translate what the universe is telling him into basic language for you to understand what he's seeing. Mm-hmm. Right? Now, the universe in general talks in frequency because the man is not the feminine gender. The women feel it coming in as energy. And it affects their physical 3D reality mood. This is why we always hear people saying women are moody.
Yeah.
Right? They moody because your ass is not a good stabilizer. You gotta be a good, if you're not a good stabilizer, the woman's gonna be volatile and prone to fall into her masculine because you're not stable. She's trying to show you what it looked like when a man trying to get stable. It looked like he ain't could. Right? So she starts showing and living more of her masculine energy. And one of the sorriest side effects of that is when she started doing that, most of the dudes, they pack stop working, don't work no more. Right? Now she really dogging him out because now, along with her trying to tell him he need to be more masculine, now she's being deprived of intimacy. And her emotions, her hormones is pounding on her emotions while all that's going on, and you wonder why your marriage ain't last. So when you start realizing what's taking place, she's forcing him to be feminine by becoming masculine. They're actually trading off each other's energy because didn't nobody want to be themselves. So she gave him her feminine energy, which turned his dick on. And he gave her that masculine energy that made her cooler go wild. Right? They traded each other energy. And if the man would have stayed in his masculine and stabilized her feminine, then she would never be so bitchy, right? And he would never be so simpy. Simpy Simpson, sitting on the couch pouting because his wife cussed him out. Told him he was a solid piece of shit with a no working. She'd probably kick him down the stairs if they had a couple that he could fit. Broke him. But she ain't talking about his pockets. She's talking about his psyche. Look, we in the middle of a major transitional phase of the entire Earth. If the entire Earth is going through such a big change, the universe already did it first. Now it flips down to us. Some of us is tasked with telling the rest of us that these events are taking place We can show you what's going on in the stars by walking through it on the ground, upside down and back. Flip your Lucifer Venus. Right? So let me show you the Lucifer Venus.
Yeah, show it to me. Hey, shout out P. Dale, man. Hey, P. Dale just shout us out on his live. Shout out P. Dale.
That's my guy.
Yeah, P. Dale cracking heads. Oh, I gotta go check out that last live you just did. Yeah, let me see that Lucifer lens, bro. I think I might have sidetracked you up on that, because somebody in here said that, oh, I'm 27 and I've been watching since the Sonetta days, and it don't seem like nothing had changed. Well, he must be new to the channel. Cause we got, man, we got everything over here at Don't Give the TV. We got all kind of shit, man. You better go check the playlist. Yeah, I don't think Sonetta touching us as far as we talk about what he talk about and something.
Listen, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that.
They old
Don't
school.
fall into that trap, man. Don't fall into that trap. That's a trap. I gotta tell you, you're gonna fall into the trap.
What he said.
Sonetta is the elder. This is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, Sonetta's and I ain't talking against him. I ain't speaking against him. I'm just saying in response to that.
You're walking into a trap. I'm showing you you're walking into a trap before you get there. Change the trajectory.
Go ahead.
Don't walk into the trap.
Go
Don't
ahead,
walk into
bro.
the trap. Sonetta the elder, he got to do what he had to do. He's the dying king of the conscious community.
Go ahead.
The greatest promoter a conscious community ever had. Right? He ain't the only one though. But the part that he did, he holding it down. Right? So when people try to get you to do comparisons to his work versus your work, it's a trap. Because you have to invalidate. It's not that you was seeing, you didn't see it. I'm telling you because you didn't see it. The only reason why I knew you didn't see it is because of the flow of the conversation. If you don't see the trap, I got to tell you it's there. When they bait you into doing the comparative analysis to validate what you're doing with what somebody else is doing, it's a trap. Because it's designed to make people like us fall out with each other so we don't have a cohesive unity. We don't never see it until it's too late. And some of us never even see it then. It's a trap. It's a psychological nugget dropped in the middle of the cog in the wheel. It might not stop the wheels from running, but it's gonna shut while I was there. And if I see it happening, because I know how they use this on us, and I know that unless you see it in real time, you won't never have an opportunity to teach it, so other people can see where that trap at. That's the number one thing. That's what the top 5 is not even about who your favorite is. But we think it's about who our favorite is. It's a trap. Because now, in order for your number one to stay number one, everybody else got to get stepped on. Because they not your number one. It's a trap. Right? But it's passed off as a fun game to play in the hood. Nobody don't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
When you see somebody else that's doing their part, they living in their highest frequency, you gonna know because it's gonna produce dividends for them. It's gonna give a payout. Some of them might use nefarious means through backdoor methods, if you know what I mean. But the people that you know is some stand-up people, but they want you to compare them to somebody else that just has a frequency closest to yours that you prefer as a preference because of the vibration, which creates a divisive mechanism. In order for you to continue to like the one that you like, you have to hate everybody else. It's a trap.
Yeah, I think I might have worded it wrong, Rod. This is what he said right here. This is the guy right here. I might have worded it wrong, but like you said that that we doing this, that ain't nothing changed since then. That we doing that had the information had been upgraded. I think that's what he said. He wasn't comparing us. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm with you too. I'm understanding what you're saying too, though. But this is a comment right here. What you think about that comment, Rod?
Okay, now, the only reason why he not seeing the change that he want to see, because he not being the change he want to see. He looking for everybody outside of him. He looking for everybody outside himself to change first. Then he gonna change.
Man, boy.
That's why the knock on him is bravado.
Go ahead,
It's bravado. It comes with being a young male with intelligence, and you observing the paradigm, and you seeing that you don't agree with it. This is where it's coming from. Once you see you don't agree with it, you look for who's trying to change it. He's doing no shit.
Go ahead.
They talking about the white police killed the black kid, but they ain't nobody want to talk about killing the black kids too. You want to talk about that because it does the race nugget is always the most antagonistic tool to use because of the history of the so-called Americas and their racist standards for conquest and control. It's a military strategic insert into the psyche of the people so that you can keep them fighting among themselves while you drive their ass off this cliff right before you jump out the goddamn truck. They so busy fighting each other, they don't even know they're flying off the cliff until right before they hit the bottom. So everything is, from the warrior's perspective, you have to understand war to even make any of the shit we seeing make sense. Because when I was seeing it, I was like, this bad shit crazy. They running this was pure chaos. I didn't know that the pure chaos was the product they was trying to create.
Melanin is
All out of
chaos.
They rule with chaos. But it's controlled chaos. Remember we talked about the sociology and the writings Gustave Le Bon, The Crowd, where he said when you can control the antagonist or the protagonist, then you can manipulate the crowd in whichever direction you choose to go. Right? They wrote it down. Since they wrote it down, I'm gonna find it. Then I'm gonna come back and tell y'all. This is what they wrote about. How to control us this way. That's why I was pointing out the trap to you. That's one of the body counter tools. Right? If you know how it works and what it is, it don't work on you no more. The more you understand what it is and how it works, the less it work on you. So I'll be trying to, it don't be a knock on nobody because for years I didn't see shit. I would fall right into that shit. But when I started seeing it, I didn't understand what I was looking at. So I just kept watching it, and I didn't have any expectations from the outcome. But I knew that if I watch it long enough, it'll tell me what it is, where it came from, and who created it. It was part of the doctrine they call white supremacy. The understanding of white supremacy is based on the psychopathic racial personality. Asked Bobby E. Wright, he wrote the pamphlet. Or the book, right? Well, how did they get a psychopathic racial personality disorder? It was the Iceman inheritance. Because it was the Iceman's inheritance, now we know what made them, now we know how to use them. Why they're here, where they came from, what's their problem with us. Coming to find out, the illusion is that we thought that the white man in the pimp, they not.
Right?
Right? It was the grandest deception I ever seen in my life.
Right.
It was amazing in its genius and destructive in its execution. And nobody's seen the pattern for years except a handful of people. And they tried to tell people, but didn't nobody know how to make it plain enough for a baby to understand. So one of the ones that seen it said, hey, somebody gotta figure out how to explain this to the tribes. And it's gotta be so clear that even the babies in the tribes understand what you're saying. So you gotta make it plain enough for a baby to understand. Makes sense. Because they use the educational system to generate our arrested development at the age of 6. You ever know when they testing the animal's intelligence, and he got the intelligence of an 8-year-old. This canine breed got the intelligence of a 6-year-old. How the fuck they know? They studied that shit. And then they studied how to lock you there. So when we get to become adults, we really just fully grown children wearing an adult suit because they've arrested our development the same way they arrested our brothers and our uncles, our sisters and our daughters. Instead of throwing us in jail, though, directly when they arrested our development, they allow our adolescent mentality, which comes with less than normal emotional intelligence, right? Less than normal intellectual curiosity, and less than normal ability to stand up for something you believe in, because as a child at heart, everything you believe in to you is only for fun. It ain't for real. And there's no programs that used to teach called rites of passage in our community that tell us when you cross that don't like you, as long as that when you get everybody else shit, they gotta get theirs too. And there gotta be enough of y'all working together in order for it all to be released. Otherwise, it's gonna trickle out, and only a few gonna look like they benefit. But if you put the families back together, and they let the big mamas talk again, talk
56.
your mouth again, and turn your spit red. Now listen to what Big Mama got to say.